This evening, Tiger Bay residents decry deplorable living conditions. Guyana Press Association celebrates World Press Freedom Day. Government celebrates occupational health and safety. In the region, Canadian company plans to grow medical marijuana in Puerto Rico. And internationally, dust storm claims 97 lives in northern India.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Bradford Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Thursday, May the 3rd, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Residents of Tiger Bay are requesting that the government improve their living conditions. Esther Sobers tells us more in this report.
Tiger Bay has undoubtedly been plagued with stigma, poverty, and negativity towards anyone associated with the community. Though some of the residents of Tiger Bay may love the environment as it is the only place they know as home, others wish for more living humane conditions, a better home, a clean environment, and a place where they can properly raise their children is a dream for many parents of the impoverished community. The plight of this community has been publicized for years, but little to nothing was done, as Tiger Bay residents recounted receiving visits from the Housing Ministry and other government and non-governmental organizations about plans in place to improve their living conditions. Tired of promises, the Tiger Bay residents voiced their frustrations.
Where do I live is not somewhere safe and healthy for the kids and for me especially. And I have one child alone, and I just want somewhere better for stay. A house, a land or something.
How long have you been living
17 years.
here?
Yes. No, I haven't.
Does that mean government officials came?
Yes, they came and they say that we got moved, but they ain't finding no way for put we.
One man who didn't want to show his face on camera said he has been living on Tiger Bay's telling wharf for over 25 years. But because of his financial earnings, he's unable to find a better home.
Everybody glad for upliftment, glad for get himself out together, but it's difficult for get a chance because first of all, majority of people that working in the ghetto or who hustling or who surviving is half the minimum wage. So I don't know how people could survive and make it for buy a house and land or buy a land for 500,000 or $1 million and all that money. And people barely surviving off of $50,000 a month. And them kind of money is $60,000 a month for pay bills and for carry them back to work for the whole month.
Despite the deplorable living conditions, another Tiger Bay resident doesn't welcome the idea of moving to a better neighborhood.
Like I'm a free man here. I don't get myself involved with nothing. Yeah, I keep out the trouble and they're free here as a free man. I will free. You understand? They tell you they're near. Everything they're near. I wish the God could stay here till they're dead.
Don't have a tie, they could sit down there. They don't have a tie, basically and shy, inside the bag and shy. And the garbage truck, then don't come for empty the bin, then the garbage have and too much mess and the pipe too unhealthy for the little children them.
Without the use of proper toilet facilities, the mother of one explained that many people in Tiger Bay have become sick and didn't receive any medical treatment.
Anyway, people get infected with TB.
They said we's APNU and we vote for the APNU government, and one day yet the government never take up time off out to sit and visit we because we's down to earth human being or we just from ghetto. Well, if we some ghetto, we feel comfortable in we ghetto and how we feel about, we won't vote again for the government because he's not interested in us. Even though Barrett is a bad man, ain't got no event, he never used to come and he's sharing something, he used to come and show interest. If he come, he's sending somebody. That is when Barrett is in president. We know about no, because we never seen another president. Only thing we know do is stamp and vote.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Locally, today is recognized as Portuguese Arrival Day, May 3rd. After the abolition of slavery in the British Empire, plantation owners scrambled to find a new set of laborers for the cane fields. On the 3rd of May, 1835, the first 40 Portuguese arrived in the colony of Demerara on the ship the Luisa Bale from the island of Madeira. Then, during the period of state-assisted immigration between 1841 and 1882, 30,645 Portuguese from the Azores, Brazil, Cape Verde, and Madeira came to British Guiana. Persons of Portuguese origin have lived in Guyana for 183 years. After the end of indentureship, many of the descendants of the immigrants left the fields to pursue opportunities in the retail trade industry, in which they quickly attained a substantial share. Portuguese enterprise extended also to agriculture, manufacturing, merchandise imports, and shipping. And internationally, today is World Press Freedom Day. In commemoration of the date, the Guyana Press Association organized a program under the theme, Keeping Power in Check, Media, Justice, and the Rule of Law. Today's event, organized by the Guyana Press Association, recognized International Press Freedom Day. The head of Transparency Institute of Guyana recognized the value of a free press in a democratic society.
So, you as a government are serious about that issue. And you bring a law, and you propose a law, you draft it, and you put it in place, and perhaps, just this once, the opposition and yourself, who could never agree on anything, you agree on this one thing. But you say in Trinidad and Tobago, for whatever reason. So you agree on this one thing. And you vote, and you get the law with all of the, what you call it, the special majority, to suspend the rights in the Constitution, and all these sorts of
On the topic of press freedom in Guyana, Thomas took the time to express some of his objections with the recently debated cybercrime bill.
Sections, as I read them, require you to point to errors and to show where the government is wrong and what's not, and I think it does restrict freedom of expression.
Guest speaker Afra Raymond also highlighted the controversial cybercrime bill.
It's pretty clear to me attempts to traverse and restrict the right of freedom of expression and freedom of comment with respect to how people discuss affairs. In particular, this section appears to be aimed at the conduct of the state and the conduct of official affairs. Okay? And serious criminal offences are put in. The Act itself creates quite a number of criminal offences. So I'm not in support of that approach.
He continued on to express concerns with the bill's wording and even its enforceability. Nonetheless, he reminded media practitioners to understand their power and the role of the media in society. Tuesday was Labor Day, and Channel 2 Headline News was out and about with the marchers. Wendell Jeffrey brings us some of the sights and sounds from Tuesday's march and events.
Which union you're marching with today?
The General Workers Union.
How you feel about the march today?
It has become a bacchanal. The seriousness of the march has been lost, and it's not just a bacchanal. People just having fun.
So what do you think should be happening?
People should understand that the workers' movement this march is telling the employers that we have the power, and that if we want, we can come together and close the industries down. But if people don't treat it seriously, then the employers will not take us seriously.
And don't you feel that as a result of the satisfaction of the workers feel satisfied, and hence the celebratory mood that they're in?
No, because if you have serious grouses, you're going to be dancing. You're going to be taking them seriously. If you look at the industrial world, people when they have serious grouses are on the road and they're lending their voices and they're serious in what they're doing. They don't be whining and gyrating to music.
They have a different set of majorettes on the parade, and here we have one of the majorette sets here, and they're doing their thing as they move along this Labor Day parade here as they make their final approach to the national park. Okay, so how is the march going so far? It looks as though there's a festive mood in the march this year.
I think persons are happy and they are sad. They're sad because they can't get jobs. And they're happy because Labor Day come again as a time to jollificate.
So you don't think that the festive mode that is happening here is as a result of the workers being happy?
I don't think so, you know. The festive mood is the result of two things. The music is playing, they are gyrating. If you talk to them as individuals, right, by themselves, they will tell you they're not happy. Because a lot of jobs were promised to them.
Okay.
And the only jobs they're getting is a clean trench and weed bush.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much. I will listen to the speeches when we reach to the national park.
I won't be speaking.
You won't be speaking?
Tell them plain, I'm not speaking.
You're not talking. You might say the wrong thing. All right, thank you so much.
The wrong thing. I think talking there and praising people is hypocrisy.
Okay. All right.
You praise those who deserve to be praised, and you criticize those who deserve to be criticized.
All right. Thank you for your time.
That is how progress is all about.
Everyone is complaining that the festivity of the day, the mood of the day, does not aptly reflect what is happening in the workplace by way of the unions and union rights and labor rights that are happening across Guyana. Back to you, George.
Thanks, Wendell. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, National Advisory Council on Occupational Safety hosts awards show. But first, here's today's foreign currency exchange rate. For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from, also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
For all your floor covering needs, Kissoons has you covered. From wall-to-wall carpets, runners, rugs in all sizes and designs, mats for all entranceways, vinyl and rubber tiles too. And with our vast stock and knowledge, you're guaranteed to find your floor covering solution with us. We provide free estimates, and did I mention we install too? Like I said, we've got you covered. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Welcome back. The Council for Human and Social Development celebrates its 34th session. Wendell Jeffrey was there and filed this report.
George, last night at the President's residence was hosted by the Ministry of Education, the Council on Human and Social Development, CUSHOD. They had their reception, cocktail, and the featured speaker last night was the Prime Minister, speaking the first time publicly since he returned from his heart surgery. He brought some brief remarks, and here are some takes from that.
Having successfully emerged from cardiac bypass surgery a few weeks ago, I believe Dr. Nicolette Henry must have considered me fit and proper. I wish to commend you for keeping alive the spirit of Article 17 of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas by conscientiously promoting 1. Improvement of health and health services in the Caribbean community. 2. Development of education through dedicated training in the technical fields. 3. Development of coordinated policies and programs to improve the living and working conditions of our people in the Caribbean community. And 4. Development of our most valued human resource, our youth and women.
As Prime Minister Moses Nagomutu began his presentation, he hinted to the fact that this is his first public event since he returned from open heart surgery. He also spoke of the development that CUSHOD has brought to youth and women in the educational system. He encouraged the folks to enjoy their cocktail and their celebration, and he also spoke on the fact that the sessions were obviously fruitful sessions. This was the 34th meeting. This period here was the 34th meeting of the CUSHOD in this region. George, I had a pull aside with Ms. Bernard, and she's the director of CUSHOD, and again, CUSHOD is the Council of Human and Social Development, and she shared an overview of what the organization is and what it does, and indeed some of the things that she is proud of. Ms. Bernard, talk a little about this program, the Council on Human Development.
It is the policy-making body in human and social development for the CARICOM region. Now, this COSOD is meeting to look at the implementation of a strategy, a human resource development strategy that has just been developed for the region. My role as director is to coordinate among those programs. We had a commission to develop the strategy, and now we're moving into the implementation phase. And so what this COSOD will do is to look at the proposals that have been made for implementation and look to see how as a region we can organize ourselves to do that. We have, as a region, developed that system of Caribbean vocational qualifications, and several of our member states, including Guyana, can now certify students. Now, that certification is important because within the human development strategy, what we've done is to map the vocational qualifications, the academic qualifications, and so that's why we refer to a seamless system, so that students can move in and out and across, and so they're not limited to staying in a particular.
Right, I was just going to ask, does this vocational, the qualifications operate like the CSME?
No. Let me put it another way. What the vocational qualification allows persons to do is to move freely within the CSME, because it is the basis on which they will get a skill certificate. For example, for a welder to move, or somebody who is a machinist can move. Once they have that qualification, it is accepted throughout the region. That's the beauty of what we do in the CSME.
I overheard some folks asking you just now about moving on. Are you planning to retire from your position?
Yeah, I retire next week. I've been there for 24 years. Okay. So it's time has come for me to go. Yeah. Time to do other things with your life. Okay.
Well, Ms. Bernard, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Wendell. 6 days after he was beaten and thrown overboard by pirates in Suriname, a Guyanese fisherman who was identified as Sherwin has miraculously survived, and he was rescued on Thursday. Sources in Suriname confirmed that the man was escorted by Surinamese police and health officials to a nearby hospital for treatment. He is said to be in a semi-conscious state, and according to reports, the man was on the same vessel with Glenroy Jones, one of the 16 men who went missing following the brutal attack. Reports from Suriname are that the police have arrested a suspected pirate at an area known as New Amsterdam, as relatives remain hopeful about the whereabouts of the missing men. The National Advisory Council on Occupational Safety hosted an award ceremony for individuals and companies that promote and exceed occupational safety practices in the workplace. Wendell Jeffrey has more.
George, the month of occupational health and safety was last month, came to an end, and today there was an award ceremony for the companies, 18 companies that were highlighted and fingered for the exceptional work within the Occupational Health and Safety Department. The subcommittees that coordinated those occupational health and safety enactments at the different organizations and companies were also awarded. And then individuals within those committees also came in for awards today at the Hordmanston Lodge. Several presenters presented some brief remarks. Among them were the Honorable Minister of Social Protection, Minister Amna Ali. At the ceremony also handing out awards was the junior minister within the Ministry of Social Protection, Minister Keith Scott. Brief remarks were offered. Allow me to let you hear some of those remarks.
Studies have shown that young workers have significantly higher rates of occupational injury than adult workers. According to recent European data, the incidence of non-fatal injury at work was more than 40% higher among young workers between the ages of 18 and 24.
Let me, from the outset, in representing the Guyana Trades Union Congress, congratulate Nakash for taking time out each year to recognize those who have contributed in person and by way of organization to the whole issue of preserving occupational safety and health.
The enterprise policy is to do all that is reasonably practical to prevent personal injury and damage to property and protect everyone from foreseeable work hazards and risks, including the public insofar as they come in contact with the enterprise and its products. The enterprise companies, corporations are accordingly committed to provide and maintain safe and healthy working conditions at each of its locations in keeping with the relevant statutory requirements.
The Federation of Independent Trade Unions of Guyana, FITUG, is once again pleased with our social partners to recognize enterprise and organizations who have been awarded today or who would be awarded today for either their promotion of safe working habits or their adherence to the relevant rules, norms, and practices.
The revised program was based on the following objectives: to recognize and reward those workplaces that display a commitment to corporate safety and health, to encourage the implementation of the Joint Responsibility System for Safety and Health at Work through the Joint Workplace Safety and Health Committee, to promote safety and health in the workplace generally and more specifically, reduce occupational accidents and illnesses.
So there you have it, George. 18 companies and came in for high remarks and high awards today. Among them, the Aurora Gold Mines, the Blairmont and the Iflot Sugar Estate, DDL Banks, DIH, the Guyana Milling Company. Not to be left out was the Guyana Police Force. They also came in for high praise today. This brings to a final conclusion the end of the Occupational Health and Safety Month, with these awards being offered here this morning at the Hardman-Stun Lodge in Queenstown. Back to you, George.
Thanks, Wendell. After the break, Canadian company to grow medical marijuana in Puerto Rico, and dust storm in northern India kills 97. Stay with us. Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature King sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Welcome back. Here's Bibi Bacchus with our regional and international headlines of the day.
Futurepharm, a Canadian company with holdings throughout North America, has entered into a memorandum of understanding with KOM Agro Management Services. The agreement was signed as to allow the 2 companies to jointly develop a medical marijuana business enterprise in the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico. This new venture will be conducted as co-owners of Natural Health Solution, or NHS. NHS was previously granted a pre-qualification of license approval to cultivate medical cannabis in excess of 20,001 square feet of area. Google, Latin America, and the Caribbean Network Information Center have selected Trinidad and Tobago as one of 3 countries to kick off training initiatives aimed at strengthening digital capabilities in the region. Trinidad and Tobago was chosen because of its competitive advantage in the information technology-enabled services sector, which includes education system and quality of human capital, geographic proximity to major target markets, economic stability, as well as language and familiarity with the culture of the U.S., Canada, and the rest of the region. The other 2 countries selected are Guatemala and the Dominican Republic. And in international news, a powerful dust and rainstorm has killed 97 people and injured at least 143 more in northern India. The storm caused heavy damage to homes and infrastructure in the Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh on Wednesday night. Some persons were also killed by lightning. Officials said the death toll may rise. The Alwar Power Distribution Company said it would take them at least 2 days to restore electricity to that area. The Agra district of Uttar Pradesh, home to the Taj Mahal, was one of the worst hit, but the famous monument has escaped undamaged. And finally, according to the Korea Times, on the 26th of April, a cleaner found 7 gold bars worth a total of $330,000 while emptying a rubbish bin at the Incheon International Airport. The 1 kilogram bars were wrapped in newspapers. Police suspect that their original owner threw them away in a hurry because they risked being caught. It was originally thought that the unnamed cleaner would be able to make a claim on the property. South Korea has a finders keepers law on goods that are recovered when there is no known owner. However, the airport has said that the cleaner wouldn't be able to receive any rewards because they were working as airport staff, and it is a part of the cleaner's job to find lost things. Had the finder not been an airport employee, they would have been eligible to claim between 5 to 20% of the gold's total price, a maximum of $65,000 under the law. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, Bibi Bacchus.
And also in the region, this is a scene from the Fairchild Street bus terminal in downtown Bridgetown, Barbados. Earlier today, a police officer was recorded fighting a bus conductor. The officer nor the conductor have been identified as of yet. However, sources on the ground report that the Royal Barbados Police Force is currently investigating the incident. And now for your 7-day weather forecast and bridge retraction schedule. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Friday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.